And the lady writes, I'm divorced. I did not want to be divorced. I never imagined that I would be divorced. And I find it really hard to move on. So all this advice that we're giving our viewers, what do we say to the woman who is divorced? What can she do?
I mean, it's a loss. I think you need to recognize the loss, recognize, the loss of the relationship, of the ideal, of where you thought your life was going to be. Recognize that, and then don't stay stuck. Don't move forward. The Lord doesn't want you to stay stuck. The Lord wants you to move forward, and ask yourself the questions. What can I learn from this? What is the Lord teaching me from this? And what does the Lord want me to do? What can I do now that I couldn't do before? What can I teach others from this? How can I serve that I maybe couldn't have served in this way before? The Lord is with you through everything, and he knows your path. He knows you intimately, and he has a plan for your life. Yes. And it wasn't the plan, that you had, that you thought you were going to have for your life, but he doesn't want you to stay stuck. And he has a plan for you. Take the next step forward.
And I think too, as people that know people who are divorced, we must support our people and stop shaming and making them feel judged. We're Christians and we have divorce. Amy, you deal with this.
Yeah, and the divorce is so painful. It's a ripping apart of one flesh, and there are many problems that it causes. But here's the deal. God is faithful. God is good. You really have to keep your eyes on him. You have to keep building your relationship with him. You can't get stuck. You can't let anger and bitterness harbor in your heart. And maybe even possibly you could be friends and work together for the children. If you have children, my grandparents were divorced, but they were the best of friends. They just couldn't live together and be married together. So I think that there is a way, and I've seen it in our church, and it just works better if you can at least forgive where you can be friends, and just, you have to die to self. I mean, it is, you are just dying to your flesh and dying to your opinions and dying to your thoughts, and you're trusting God with your life. And here's the deal. He is good and kind and merciful and just and faithful, and he'll take care of you.
I think you got to tread, for me, I tread very lightly on this question. Being a widow now, I think, I know before this happened to me, I thought I had answers. I thought I understood. I thought I knew. I've never been divorced. So I say this with much humility and grace. I've had friends that trusted me and shared with me what it is that they walk through. And one friend said something to me that firebrand in my spirit. They said, Flo, it's like dealing with multiple deaths. And I think if you are going to be a friend to that person, allow them, and I want to say to the divorcee, or to allow yourself to grieve the relationship. One of the things I'm learning about the grieving process. My process is different, but from what I understand, because I've never been divorced. No, I thought about it, but I've never been divorced. I think one of the worst things we can do sometimes is assume we know where a person's at and assume that we know what they are going through. You don't know what their relationship was. You don't know how much they had invested in it. And I think as she's saying, I never imagined I would be a divorced woman. What does that mean to her? Some people don't really have the issue of a stigma. It's just that I really thought it was till death do us part. And I don't want another man or woman over my children. And I don't want, it's those things. And, or what, was I not good enough? How does it affect their self-esteem? So I think allowing yourself to go through the process, don't let people rush you through it, and don't let somebody necessarily tell you how to do it. Connect with a counselor if at all possible.